No nanny had ever lasted more than 8 hours. Not one. Some left in tears. Others stormed out screaming. One even called the kids little demons on her way out the mansion's iron gates. But when Emily Carter, a single mom with nothing left to lose, stepped into that grand house for the first time carrying a tattered bag, wearing scuffed shoes, and hiding her broken heart, everything began to change. Not just for the children, not just for the billionaire, but for Emily, too, because sometimes the most impossible jobs are the ones that save us. And love. Love finds you when you least believe in it. Chapter 1. The Mansion on the Hill. Emily Carter had $22 in her wallet, an eviction notice in her purse, and her 5-year-old daughter Lily clinging to her arm. The two of them stood in front of a mansion so massive it looked like it belonged in a movie. Marble pillars, golden chandeliers seen from the windows, a fountain that danced in the sunlight. "I just need this job," she whispered to herself. For 1 month, just one. She had answered a desperate ad. Live-in nanny needed. Triple salary, must start immediately. High emotional resilience required. It didn't mention why emotional resilience was needed, or that 17 nannies had quit in just 3 months, or that she'd be caring for triplets who'd been dubbed the tiny tornadoes by staff. Chapter 2. The Man Behind the Walls. Reed, billionaire tech CEO, had it all except peace. After losing his wife to cancer 2 years ago, he was left raising 3 6-year-olds, Leo, Luke, and Lila. Each child wore grief in their own way. Leo screamed. Luke ran away. Lila stayed, silent. Nathaniel buried himself in work. He hired the best tutors, therapists, cooks, and nannies, but nothing worked. He was exhausted, frustrated, alone. And when Emily walked into his home polished, visibly nervous, with her little girl in tow, he almost told her to leave, but something about her eyes stopped him. They held pain, quiet, strength, the kind only someone who'd been through storms could carry. Chapter 3. Day 1. The War Zone. The first day was chaos. Leo threw spaghetti at Emily. Luke locked himself in the bathroom. Lila said nothing, just watched, like a ghost in a princess dress. Emily didn't yell, didn't flinch. Instead, she told Leo, "Good throw. Next time aim for the plate." She slid a note under the bathroom door to Luke. "I get scared too. Want to draw monsters with me?" And with Lila, she sat on the floor and built a puzzle in silence until Lila, without a word, placed one piece in Emily's hand. Nathaniel watched from the hallway cameras. His heart hadn't moved in years. Now it skipped. Chapter 4. The Breaking Point. Week 2 brought storms outside and in. Emily's daughter, Lily, caught a fever. The mansion doctor said it was nothing, but Emily sat up all night, cool cloths on her child's forehead. The triplets crept into the room one by one. Leo whispered, "Is she gonna die? Like Mummy?" Emily didn't lie. "No, she's strong, just like you." Luke climbed in beside Lily. Lila tucked her favorite teddy bear into Lily's arms. Nathaniel stood in the doorway. For once, he wasn't thinking about quarterly reports or investor meetings. He was thinking about the woman who had managed to crack open 3 tiny hearts without force, without games. Just love. Real, honest, mother-shaped love. Chapter 5. Cracks in the armor. Nathaniel began eating breakfast at the table again. He laughed at Leo's terrible jokes. He walked Lila to her ballet class. He even let Luke drag him into a pillow fort. Emily watched from the sidelines, smiling, hurting, because as much as she felt herself falling for the children, she was falling for their father too, and he was beginning to look at her like she was more than just a nanny. But she couldn't afford dreams. She was temporary, disposable, like the 17 women before her. So the night he asked her to stay for dinner, she said no. And when he offered her a permanent role, she said she'd think about it. Then she packed a bag and prepared to leave. Chapter 6. The goodbye that changed everything. On her last day, the triplets staged a protest. Leo wrote, "Don't go, Miss Emmy," on the walls in red marker. Luke hid her car keys. Lila cried for the first time in 2 years. Emily knelt in front of them, tears in her eyes. "I love you all, but love doesn't always mean staying." Nathaniel stopped her at the door. "Why are you really leaving?" She trembled. "Because I don't belong in your world. I'm just a single mom who got lucky. I don't want to mess this up for them." He looked at her like she was insane. "You didn't mess them up, Emily. You saved them." Silence. And then, his voice cracked. "You saved me." Chapter 7. The Miracle of Messy Love. 3. Weeks later, Emily sat in a rundown diner, sipping cold coffee, holding Lily's hand. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Still think you don't belong in our world. Attached was a photo, the triplets holding a hand-painted banner that read, "Come home, Miss Emmy," she cried. Lily grinned. Then came the knock on the door. Nathaniel, in a hoodie, holding flowers. Not the billionaire. Just a man in love. I don't care about resumes, or rules, or what makes sense. I care about who held my kids when they cried, who stayed up when no one else did, who made my home feel like a home again. He knelt, not with a ring, but with a simple question. Will you come back? Final chapter. Love that fight similarly moved in not as a nanny, but as family. She and Nathaniel took things slow, but love grew. The triplets called her Mummy Emmy. Lily called Nathaniel Dad. And the mansion, it no longer echoed with silence. There were spills, fights, late-night movies, burnt pancakes, but also laughter, healing, wholeness. And when reporters asked Nathaniel about his latest product launch, he said, "The most important thing I ever built, was a family." No nanny had survived a day with the Millionaire's triplets until a single mum didn't just survive them, she loved them. And in doing so, she healed them all. And maybe, just maybe, they healed her right back. Inspiring message to end the video. No matter how broken your life feels, how out of place you believe you are, the right hearts will see your worth. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You just have to show up with love, because sometimes the hardest jobs turn out to be the biggest blessings, and the messiest stories become the most beautiful ones.